Hello, my wonderfuls. So they dropped the Studio Choom original performance for Viral, so I'm excited to see a little bit more of the choreo aside from what we saw in the MV. I know I'm gonna end up screaming because obviously Jaehyun's like part is gonna be like the killing point for me every time they perform it essentially. But we're just gonna go ahead and watch. Ooh.
Sorry, love you, hate this word.
Ah! Is there someone behind him? Because that's an attack on me. He was. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, not having on his knees. Ooh! What? Ooh! Ooh! Those two together. Oh, I like how I like how the background. Ooh! Jaehyun, I need you to calm down. Hey. Ooh! Ah! Ooh! The way he did that kind of like the cigarette smoke. Ooh! Ooh, come on, Sungho. Ooh, come on, Unak. Also with the wet hair, like you're insane. They were insane for that. Hey! Hey! Ooh! Oh, I like how they did that. They switched it up where like it's essentially the same starting formation or positions as the beginning, but instead of it being Jaehyun in front of Taesan, it's because Taesan ends the last bit, does the second to what's it called, second and or third and second to last line, and then it ends with Sungho. So they kind of again closing it up with Sungho being in front and center, where it was Jaehyun before because he started up the song and then it was Taesan. I like how they did that. But then again, there are a lot of like that leg kick. I wonder if they added that in there at the Viral part because that ended up becoming a whole trend with the left right challenge. I wonder if they did that specifically because of that, and that's why they're like, oh, it's kind of like referencing that dance move because it went viral. So maybe it could be that. Also, again, I didn't realize that whenever Jaehyun did like at the nicotine part, like he's essentially like with his hand is like supposed to represent the like cigarette smoke from that, and then whenever Woonhak at the end kind of like is like wrapping like an imaginary cord around his neck, I was like, oh, like I because we've seen like people do that with like I guess like is it like the telephone like cord from like the landline. I've seen people like do that for like in dramas or stuff like that, or just like it could be a random like chord or a random like string of something essentially. Like it kind of gave me that vibe. But also again, it was just really interesting to see like the whole choreo and how I was not expecting them to start off the song or the dance with them sitting down and the rest of the members kind of laying. Well, no, I feel like it makes sense because if we look at the if we're thinking about the spoiler track, now that I think about it, I think most of them are kind of laying down in that video. So I think that was probably supposed to be like their way of like teasing some of the choreo for this, or at least like like the starting position or starting formation for it. So that's probably what it is. But I do like that we equally at everyone got at least like their moment to shine in this song. I will say, like, I know before like they've always done that, right? But I feel like there have been more moments where some people obviously have like more parts than others, and that means like that when it comes to like the choreo, that kind of gets divided like in that way too. But here I think everyone equally got the same amount of time being in the center and having their moment and like doing their lines more so than any of the other performances, I think. Or I like, at least I for this one, thinking about it right now, because like again there's been so many like comebacks, so many choreos for them, so I could be wrong, but that's what I was thinking here. And then yeah, like there's just a lot of like kind of, I think, moves that kind of like represent like kind of being again on your like last like leg, or kind of being in like despair, which is like again what one of the meanings of, or one of the like vibes of the song gives, essentially, because it's like, oh, like you're, I know we kind of, someone like talked to me, or like two people actually mentioned it, and then I also before they said that, I did see where Jaehyun was like talking about it on his live, basically saying like, oh, like that's not actually what it's supposed to mean. But everyone so far has been saying that it is supposed to like be like them talking about how, like, this song is supposed to be overall like them addressing like like all of the haters, or like all the fans that have left the fandom from like certain eras, because of like the whole, again, that whole that whole conversation of people saying like, oh, like the concept changed or whatever, and kind of that lingering feeling of like being like, oh, like good riddance in a way, because they clearly were not true fans if they didn't support them throughout the entirety of it, but also kind of like, oh, wishing they are hoping they would like come back and kind of prove the point of like, oh, like you thought like we were gonna like, you said one thing but then you're doing another, right? But then also like the song itself and the lyrics of it is them talking about like again that like a past love that kind of ended, but then they're still like being like, oh, like I want this song to like, for you to be able to hear this song everywhere you go, so you can't really escape me or memory of me, but then also still being like in a petty way, but then also still being like, oh wait, I'm still thinking about you then. So it's like, okay, it's like again kind of referencing that whole like obsession with that person in the relationship. So yeah, I kind of like how that kind of just ties everything together with this like choreo, how again they're very like desperate, or kind of like again like hanging on, or like very much like a lot of like floor work, or like moments where a lot of them are on their knees, or kind of like feeling like they're being defeated in a way. So love that, I love that. But let me see like the ending very, because we always ooh, sir, why ooh, come on, contacts, that was cute. Ooh, a cute. Ooh, ah, cute. I wonder if again, because sometimes they have that I'm excited to see like the behind the scenes for the filming of this, because I don't know, they have been kind of so YouTube has been kind of changing up how they do like the games, or like what the games what it ends up being, like what ends up being the punishment at the end. Like I think they've been trying not to do the same thing where it decides who ends up doing the ending fairy. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see when that gets dropped, but I'm wondering if they still did it this time around, or if it was just like them volunteering like who was it to be cute or be silly instead of looking cool, and give them that freedom instead of deciding it by a game. But yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed seeing the choreo. I know I was gonna watch the, what's it called, again, I was planning on watching the whole like showcase, and I know someone was excited to see me watch the stages too, but again, I'm waiting to see if anyone uploads a sub version of it before like, you know, actually watch the rest of the performances. Because again, I don't remember I don't know if all of the songs again have choreo to it. I'm pretty sure I know Adios does, because I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw like the thumbnail, because they basically uploaded their like the single videos like on their page of just if you just wanted to watch that instead of watching the whole showcase. But I kind of want to watch the whole showcase, because again, I also want to see like what they end up talking about, because you know they always get asked questions, or sometimes they like end up playing games, and then it is like again supposed to be a big deal because it's like their first full-length album, so I kind of want to be a part of that this time. But yeah, I think I'm gonna rewatch. You can stay with me for this, or y'all can like sign off here, but I kind of want to rewatch the video again to see like, even though I'm gonna be watching them a bunch of times from the I'm gonna be watching a bunch of like stages, so ooh, I like that, like the I guess everyone has like wet hair in this. You see like on his knees. Ooh, but then gets back up. There's a lot of like floor work and a lot of like moments where they're kind of helping each other like bring them like some up instead of, you know, being depressed in a way, kind of that vibe. Oof. Yeah, that little kick part before they do the viral part. Woo! Like he was insane. This move, like, I think it's like they're wiping, like, you know, kind of like, you know, whenever you dust your hands off, like, basically saying I'm like cleaning my hands off the whole situation and of you. That's what it's kind of giving. That was cool. I like that, because this was like the cigarette and it's like the smoke. I wonder if they reference like the flower like blooming or like catching on flame from like his Mihan's tattoo in the MV. Like, what was the reason to add Spanish? Like, I want to know. I mean, you could, like I said, I think you could say it because like it does kind of give off that vibe with the guitar at this point. And whenever they do like the last like dance break, it does give off like a little bit of Latin flavor. So maybe that's why. But I feel like also it could be a reference to how, I know it's not the same language, but whenever Jaehyun did that, whenever they did their special covers or that cover project, and Jaehyun did that Portuguese rap song, and everyone, and including me, like obviously like died over it, and I was like, oh, like if he ever does anything like in Spanish, like it's gonna be game over. It could be like that, referencing like that moment of how he basically did go a little bit viral or was trending because of that, or really popped off. So it could be that, and he's like, oh, I guess a lot of people like hearing me, you know, speak some like speak Latin like or like Hispanic languages, so it could have been that, and that's why he decided to do it. But either way, like again, great choice, because again, him, when his like how multilingual he is, like always ends up killing me all the time. So him adding Spanish or adding like any form or like Latin based like language like is it's just a killing point for me, because I'm just like, sir, why are you trying to attack us? But yeah, I was gonna just say that too. Yeah, like this, like, and then obviously like the gun at the end, and then you see him on his knees. Ooh. like this part. Like the guitar just reminds me a lot of like of Carlos Santana. Ooh! Also, when you hear like na 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 or la la la, like I think it does also remind you of like a Latin song. Also, this was like a reference to that little ending bit. I didn't mention it, but you know, after hearing it a couple times, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Rihanna's song, like "Bitch Better Have My Money." Like it could sound like the same how they say it in the song. So I don't know if that's supposed to be like a reference to that too, or like a little snippet or like a sample of it, or because it does sound really, really similar to that. I was gonna say too, there's like a dance move like whenever they do like the choreo that looks like they're like their arms are like up and then they have like their other hand. It looks like they're cutting like a thread, like they're cutting ties from like that. And I wonder if that's actually what that's supposed to be. I thought it looked like that, but I wasn't entirely sure. But it could also like be referencing like holding a cigarette too, because they bring up nicotine quite a bit. So maybe I think it's this one, yeah. You see, like they do this, and then they have the hand up, and then like I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Oh, that was like I did not mean to stop there, but oof. But yeah, that's okay. But yeah, there's like a lot of like I like seeing whenever they explain how they come up with choreo or kind of, you know, certain moves are supposed to like represent certain things. So I wonder if like they would do a video on that too, or if the choreographer would do a video on that, because I have seen another group have, or not a group, but the choreographer for another group of like another song of another group like talk about it, and I was like, oh, like because I like to see like what if some of the things I end up saying like that I spotted ends up being what they were thinking of, or like what they were picturing, or what they wanted to be like referencing through the lyric, like through the choreo, and like representing the parts of the lyrics or the things that they're saying in the song, right? But yeah, anyways, I'm really excited again to watch the stages and performances for the promotions. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one.